We are jumping right in with this one. I got the prints from Office Depot, and I'm gonna open them up to show you exactly how they turned out. So these prints I got from Etsy, or the pictures from Etsy. Look how beautiful they turned out. So vibrant. I just love the details and the colors that just show up. And look at the details in the hair. I'm bringing it close so you can really see how well it was printed. The quality of the picture was great. I got it on Etsy. I'll link that shop down below so you can see. Now, of course, me being a perfectionist, I did not want a one-sided backdrop. So I had to print a mirror copy of the image so that I can put it on the back side and you'll be able to see exactly how I make it. So I have 3, I'm making a total of 6, and I printed 3 on each page because that's what could fit the size of the paper. I can't remember what size paper I chose. I think it's the 18 by 24, and I was able to fit 3 on each one. So here is my paper towel holder from the Dollar Tree that I'm gonna use as the base for my stand. Then I'm just gonna show you how I measure to decide how big of the base I'm going to make. So these paper towel holders are about 6 inches in diameter, but I decide here that I'm going to make it 6.5 inches just to give a 1/4 of an inch on each side, which is room enough for me to put this paper towel holder on the base. You'll understand all of this more as you watch the tutorial. It'll make more sense as I'm putting everything together. But I want to show you this part so you know how big of a circle I'm creating. So on Cricut Design Space, here is what I created. I have 2 circles, one that I created a slit in the middle so you can slide that part that sticks out, and that will be the top part. And then I just created a grid that you can use to put around the base. Again, this will all come together once I put it. And I just showed you the cardstock. It's a 65-pound cardstock. I'm gonna go with black because with the black I know that I can put it and change my centerpiece if I want to change it without having to make these again. So I can just slide out the design I have. I made it where I'll just slide it on and it'll be easy for me to take it off and put a different centerpiece if I want to change it out. So I'm using the fabric grip mat, and I'm gonna put my paper on there and get to cutting. So you can also do this without Cricut Design Space. You can draw out your circle on the cardstock, cut it out by hand, and also just cut a strip of paper and just score it along the strip and use that to create your design. That's another option if you don't have Cricut Design Space and you just want to make this without worrying about trying to design something else and cutting. So we're gonna put our paper on here, get everything loaded, and cut it up. So stay tuned. Let's go over our supplies. So I have my hot glue gun, I have some glue sticks, I have the paper I cut out, of course, I have this glue pen and gel that I bought, hoping this will work, and I'll show you me using it, but it doesn't quite work. Double-sided tape, and my mom graciously helped me cut out all these babies so you can see how nice they turned out. And this is what I meant by making them front and back, both sides, so that when I put it on, whoever sits at the table still has a visual and it's not just a white or black piece of paper on the back. And of course, we have our paper towel holder. I'm going to cut off the tag, and that is what you would cut out if you were cutting by hand. And that slit is what I was talking about, which will go on the very top. So now I'm just folding all those edges in. This is going to help me create somewhat of a stand base for the backdrop. I'm connecting those two pieces together. The reason I have two pieces is because it wouldn't fit on the cardstock that I had, so I had to cut it in two parts. But I gave myself enough room to be able to overlap on each end once it's all connected, and it worked just fine. So I put that glue there. It worked well with this, and I'm just folding all along the edge on both sides. Well, I did the first side first, and now I'm going to work my way on the bottom piece that doesn't have a hole. So the bottom circle that doesn't have a hole, you're just going to put some glue and start aligning it with the very edge. Make sure you hold on to it. Now, the problem with this glue was it did not hold as well as I thought it was going to hold. So I struggled a little with this one, the first one. Then after, I just decided to go with the glue stick instead of this glue I bought. But I took time at Hobby Lobby talking to someone to see if they could help me get the right glue that I can use for cardstock, and this was pretty much what they recommended. So there we have it. Don't count my gray hairs on my hair as you're looking above my head, but let's move on. We are working our way. I realize at this point that I have to put just a couple of those pieces I folded at a time. If I put too many, then it doesn't align quite well because the glue actually took a little bit of time to dry. So I have to pretty much wait through it and get it to hold. So we just kind of squeeze it. The concept is great, but it probably works for lighter paper, not this. So this is what we have so far. Now I'm folding over the top part. Remember that strip was double-sided for the edging. So I'm folding the top part now, and I'll show you what it looks like right there. So that's what you're gonna get. Now we have to secure. Now you see where the 6.5 inches play in, because I have a 1/4 inch on both sides. Now I'm just gonna put some glue all around the perimeter. It doesn't have to be perfect, just leave some room, because as soon as you put that on there, it's stuck. That's what I learned very quickly. I had to actually make adjustments on one of them because it was sideways and the top piece did not quite align. I'm adding a little bit of glue on the side to just reinforce everything. And then I'm gonna put that piece that goes on the top. See, I can pick it up, it's all dry. That's the good thing with the hot glue. Now I have my top on, and I'm just gonna put this glue around, align it, and just work my way around to get it to fit. The other thing is, since the glue was taking so long to dry, when I lifted one corner, it lifted the previous side. So I really had to wait for it to dry, which is not ideal when I have a billion things to do to prep for one event. So that is what we're doing, and I'll show you how I make it with the hot glue, so you see how easy it is. So just keep on watching and you see that part coming up. Of course, we're gonna put everything together and get it all nice and aligned. So just working my way around until I'm able to get everything done. So I really like this design. I like how all the prints turned out. If this is your first time tuning in, please consider clicking the subscribe button. It really supports my channel, and check out all the other videos we have with the decor patterns and all the events we decorate for. You will really enjoy it. I promise you. We have a lot of fun creating and designing on this channel. So there we have it. As you can see, I gave up on the other glue and I'm working with the hot glue, which is working a lot better than the glue pen. So that is what I have so far. Pretty much done. You can pick it up. It works great. It dries fast. Now we're gonna work on this baby. My thought is to align the baby first so I can trace out where I don't want the glue, because I'm trying to create a slit, like a hole through where I can just slide that in. So that's my line all around. I'm gonna put glue around that, not in the middle. Once I put everything together, I'm just making sure both pieces align. The hardest part aligning was pretty much the hair area, but once I got figured out to get the back aligned, it worked well. Here again, the other thing that I did that I would not recommend is using double-sided tape. I used double-sided tape for this, and again, you see why with my other design the double-sided tape didn't work as well. But I do like showing you all these other options, because if you decide maybe you're gonna do it and you don't want to use the glue gun, you want to use double-sided tape, you can, but then you know the pros and cons to each one. The only thing that discouraged me or I didn't like about the double-sided tape is the fact that you can't really get the edges, right? So once you put it on, you're not able to get where the sides of the design arch, like the back, around the head, where the ball is. You don't really get those pieces. You pretty much just get right in the middle, like where I'm putting all the strips. And of course, when you put the design on, you don't want it to open up. You actually want it to be sealed all around. So I'm cutting shorter strips, as you can see, just to make sure that everything is nice and taped up and it's aligned. So there we have it. And now we have a couple more just to get everything in place, and then I'm going to put my other piece on. Of course, I have to peel back all of that strip so I can align everything. Again, if I had known, I wouldn't have peeled everything off at once, because the first one wasn't quite aligned. And I'm going back with this glue pen to go around the edges so that it sticks pretty well and I don't have any gaps or any openings once I put that on. So I took off the left side where I taped up, left the right side so that I have room to align everything, and I'm gonna put that left side on first. Then I can lift it up in order to put the other side. So that part is on. Then we're gonna peel back section at a time. We're going on with the head, and we're going to put that piece on as well. Now that we are all done, we're going to look at the white pieces, all the white areas. I'm just going to cut around all of that so you don't see that border around anything. So that's what I'm working on here. Just clipping everything, trying to work. It's a bit harder to cut because I did print on cardstock just so this will all hold. You see some designs, some people would print on a paper, mount this on a foam board where you have somewhat of an edge on a foam board. I did not like that, so I decided to just cut it on cardstock at once, a heavy duty cardstock. Then I know it'll stand on its own, especially with the paper towel holder in the middle. It just holds everything nice and straight. So just cutting off all the excess. Of course, when you cut on one side, you have to flip it around and look on the opposite side, make sure that it's cut. And that's my slit right there. I left that open and you see me sliding that through. It's a little bit tight on this one, but the next one I make more room so that it slides on easily. So that is what we have right now, and that's pretty much what you do. Now I'll show you the easier way of doing it so that you can pick for yourself which one you prefer and which one you want to do. I'm just clipping around. We end up trimming that hair part a little bit more later on, but there we have it. We're all done, and you can take that off, store those pieces, switch out your centerpieces as you like. Let us move on to the other method. So here we go again, folding all our edges in, working all the way through. Now we're going to fold the other piece. We have two pieces, and then we're going to connect the two together. I'm working with the hot glue. Of course, you know, with hot glue it dries fast, so you have to work fast as soon as you put that on. So here I go, putting a little bit of hot glue, and then I just align it and it's stuck. See? Easy. I don't have to hold it down. Then I fold it over just a little bit, enough to put some along that edge, and make sure I align it immediately so that it sticks, and I work my way around. There you have it. See? Easy, easy, easy. You keep going all around till you get everything in place, and where it overlaps, I just put some extra glue along the seam so that the two pieces are connected. You can see the opening right there. Not quite. You can see where right there where it overlaps, I just put some glue along that edge so that it stays in place. Now I'm taking off the excess glue strings, and now I'm going to put this piece. I decide to put that before I fold the top piece over. So that is the centerpiece. It's stuck. Add some glue to reinforce everything, and see, it lifts up easily. And now we're going to work our way around, just folding that piece over. With this one, I just make sure it's just flat. It doesn't fold all the way in, so I fold it enough for it to just be flat. Because when I put the hot glue, see, I'm lifting it all back up. When I put the hot glue on, I just need it to stay in place. So at this point, I put it all halfway, get it aligned, and it is done. Now I have the other side. See how fast this one is? The other side, I just do the same thing all along and put that in place. Sometimes you have to push the side in a little bit, but that is pretty much it. Take off the excess glue strands and you are done. Now we're going to leave more room this time around so that slides. See how I tilted the pencil a little bit so that I have room. Make sure you align it where you don't have a gap on either side, because of course where the legs are, it's a little bit more narrow, so you just need to align it well. And also I'm just gonna put the glue on the side, and I decide to go piece by piece this time around. So that part's done. I wasted a little bit of time, so it did not quite stick right, so I'm gonna lift it up again and reapply the glue and immediately put it down so it holds. So there we have it. We'll do the side. Another thing I learned was not to do the back first and then the front of the baby. So you'll see what I do coming up. Instead of gluing it this way from the back, all the way on the back side, then turn it to the front, you'll see what I end up doing instead. So just putting glue all around, not necessarily in the middle, just making sure that perimeter is covered. Then we're going to see how it fits on, and we're getting close to being done. So we have the shoe part, we don't want to miss that, and it's pretty much done. Then we have to now cut all the white that you see on the edges. Make sure we're trimming everything. When you flip it, you see more. Working my scissors around that hairline, trimming everything so it's nice, and see, you don't see that border on the baby. So of course those edges are pretty tight, and I'll show you how easy this one slips on here in just a second, once I can get all the white off the sides. Okay, now we just open there. See, easy, easy, easy sliding on. Now let me show you real quick how I end up. I'm going to let you watch this part and then I'll show you. Oh, right there, I actually cut that part out. So I did the bottom side, so I do on both sides and lay it down. This is a lot easier than trying to hold the front, all the front and then the back. So just work both sides, lay it down. So you're working from the feet to the head instead of from the back to the front. So open it and just put your glue around, put all in the middle, and you are pretty much done. So that is what I was talking about, working from the head to the toe instead of the other way. So if you have a paper, you just want to do the length of the paper, not the width of the paper, is what I was trying to explain. Again, trimming the edges off. Hope you learned something from this tutorial. Please comment down below if there are any videos that you would like to see as when it relates to decorating. And that is another piece. I had 6 of these to make, so I kept working, getting through it. Of course, you can see where I'm aligning from the foot and just edging things around. I lost my pencil at this point, I don't know how, but leaving enough room so that paper towel holder would fit in easily without us struggling with the paper and possibly tearing it up. So as you've been watching this, I don't know if you realize something that's missing on this design. So our theme was Baby Jordan, and once I was done with all the centerpieces, I didn't realize there's actually not a Jordan logo or Jordan on the picture. So my husband was the one who caught it, thank God for him. So I had to go back into Cricut Design Space, find that image online, find one that had the background taken off so I could transfer it to the Cricut Design Space to cut out little Jordans to put on the headband, to put on the jersey and the shorts. So I'll show you that here, what I came up with once I was done with everything. But it was so small, I wasn't sure if my Cricut would be able to cut it out. It worked pretty hard. You'll see how the sound it makes when it's doing it. It worked pretty hard just to get all those tiny Jordans cut out so I could put it on there. So here we have everything cut out. There are different sizes because the piece that goes on the shorts I think were smaller, but the headband and the top were the same. So here are all the centerpieces. We're gonna put one on the headband, one right there on the top, and a smaller one on the shorts. So that's what I'm showing you. I have other projects going on all over my table, pardon the mess, but this is what it cut out. I was so impressed by the Cricut because it followed all the details. I hope you can see this. Followed all the detailed. I'm trying to focus it so you can really see. Even the ball, I thought it would cut off a piece. And of course I did this on the vinyl, the sticky vinyl, so that it's like a sticker and I can just put it on without trying to get glue and then the glue runs over. So there you have the real detailed look, and that is one that I already did. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay blessed.